I'm Peter Jones, editor at County Deer Stalking. It's late July, and with the rut now underway and the Roebuck experiencing testosterone overload, roe stalking reaches its climax. It's also about this: roe calling. I call in some bucks and show you some of the techniques involved in doing so. After a long night of rutting, things can sometimes go a little quiet during the first hours of daylight, whilst the bucks muster some more energy. Nonetheless, the early mornings are a stunning time to be in the woods. With a slow start, we move on to another favourite spot. Sometimes calling can have some unintended consequences as we attract the attention of a fox on his early morning rounds. So roe calling, what's it all about? Well, here today we've got a bootaloo, and with a bootaloo there are three basic calls. The first one is this, and it's the most simple of all the calls. Here what we're trying to do is we're trying to replicate a fawn that has been left in cover by its mother, and it is trying to draw its mother back so that its mother can find it. Very simple, very rhythmic note. The next one, a little bit more dramatic. Okay, again very rhythmic, but a more protracted note. And that is a doe call, and that is a doe that is trying to draw in a buck. She's in season, she's trying to bring in a mate. The last one, bit dramatic this one. Hard to believe an animal in the wild is going to make that sort of noise, but they do. And what it is it's a doe in distress. She has with her a buck that is trying to mate, but it's not her first choice. She's trying to bring in a more dominant buck. And he will come sometimes charging into that note. When other calls have failed, that one can have fantastic results. So well worth a try if the other two calls have failed. So that's what roe calling is all about. So with that said, we put our calling to the test by managing to call in a doe and a buck to within just a few feet. Stay very, very still. Here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. He's coming straight at us. Here she comes. Here she comes, can you see her? And there's a buck with her, there's a buck with her. She's brilliant. Here she comes. And the buck's with her. She comes here. Here he comes with a trot. To the left. This is a very promising buck, so despite having the buck in my crosshairs, I let him be and we move on. This time we draw in a lone buck using a variety of calls. However, once again he doesn't fit the cull plan in this area, so despite drawing him in to just 20 yards, we let him be. It's July 24th and in Hampshire this year, it's day 2 of the Roe rut and things are really hotting up. With hot, humid weather, it's just 20 minutes into the stalk when the first buck comes charging into the call. Just a few minutes later and a second buck is drawn to the call from our right. This one is super inquisitive and comes to within 20 yards before he spots us and heads for cover. So that's it from Kingsclear in Hampshire. However, we hope to get you more footage of this year's rut in our August film.